Alright everybody, now welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the Microtubes X Ultra by Dark Glass Electronics from Finland. If you haven't heard about this pedal, it's pretty sweet. And I did a lot of research before looking for, I guess I was looking for an overdrive pedal and was very disappointed by some other ones. And I heard about this one, gave it a shot, and I was really impressed. It can basically do a very, very wide variety of dirty sounds and also some other features in there too. It's like 3 or 4 pedals built in one pretty much. And I guess for this demo today, I'm just going to let you know that I'm using a Skyline 5502 bass. Everything's at the neutral position. And I'm going to start off this pedal in the neutral position with every switch here, every knob. And out of the box, when you turn this thing on, the first thing that's going to happen is the lights are going to come on. Now, the lights can either be blue, or if you press and hold the bypass switch, they turn red. Now, what's the difference? It's kind of actually hard to find out. You have to do some digging to sort of figure out what the difference is. I'll just tell you right here straight up so you don't have to go on a wild goose chase. Basically, it has everything and only to do with the low compressor dial here. So for effect, I'm going to turn the low level up just so you can hear it better. And I'm going to play. Note that the distortion switch is still off, okay? When I turn this low compressor knob up or down, nothing changes. Now watch what happens when I hit this distortion switch. Okay, now we're going to switch it to blue. Okay, now we're set to blue. And I'm going to do the same thing with the distortion switch off. Notice the difference? With the blue lights on, you don't have to have the distortion switch on for the low compressor dial to work. This is the setting that I like to use because I like to go back and forth between clean and distorted. But I like the compressor to work on both settings. So that's what that's for, okay? The other thing that's different with the distortion switch is that without the distortion switch on, basically the only thing that works is the actual equalizer dials. Okay. But if the distortion switch is not on, most of this other stuff won't work. No effect there. No effect there. No effect there or here. So in a sense, if the distortion switch is off, the low pass will not have any effect. The low level will have 0 effect. The high level will have 0 effect. The high drive will have 0 effect, and so will the high pass. Now, let's turn the distortion switch on. Okay? And let's play something. Now it's a little dirty. And let's start with the low pass. What happens when we adjust the low pass here? We'll start with the 0. Turn it to the middle. Didn't hear much difference there, but I'm going to turn the high pass all the way up. Now do the same thing. Middle. High. And basically, to explain the low pass in a nutshell, if it's all the way at 0, basically you're only going to hear like subwoofer level frequencies. And it's kind of like, it kind of cranks up the low end and the mid the more you turn this up, basically. Now let's go over to the high pass. If you turn the high pass all the way down, that's where it really gets the most dirty. We can make it dirtier than this by cranking up the drive, but watch what happens when I crank it to the middle. A lot of that grittiness goes away. We went from 100 hertz to 500 hertz. Now we're going to go to 1 kilohertz. All the way up. Listen to that. Most of that grittiness went away. And all the grit went to the very hot, bright stuff. So if you really dig into this now, I'm using a pick. All the grittiness went to the high end. We'll go back down just to show you one more time. So basically, when the high pass is all the way in the 0 position or all the way left, the lower frequencies are affected by the distortion. Now let's turn it back to the middle position. Let's crank the drive up. Gets pretty harsh. Let's mess with the high level. And as you can hear, it gets pretty harsh pretty quick when you turn the highs way up. So let's turn the drive down first. Alright. Let's crank the lows up a little. The low level switch here basically just makes it really deep and full. I kind of like to keep it right about there. I like to keep the compressor right in the middle to keep some of the punchiness in there. And of course you have your equalizer. So this one over here is actually a volume slider. And that also works if you have your headphones plugged in the back here. That slider will control, in most cases, the volume to your headphones. Okay, and then you got the low end here. 250 hertz here. .500 hertz. Gets a really scooped sound if you turn that down. 1.5 kilohertz. Kilohertz. And the top. Now mind, when you turn that top one all the way up, it does give quite a bit of hissing sound. But you can do some cool stuff with it. Sometimes to get that really nice scooped sound, I turn the mids down, turn these highs all the way up, turn the lows up. If you look at the side of the pedal there, you'll see that it also has a direct out, which is pretty awesome. Because then you don't need to buy a separate DI out box. And then there's also a cab sim button there, and you can program a certain cab in the software that comes with this pedal. Now I'm not going to do that in this video, maybe in another video, but I really like the direct out there because you know, this thing, basically you can play it live and just plug the DI right into it. Now, my sound guy, when I play live at church, he says that it gets kind of noisy when I use my direct output. There's some kind of a buzz or a noise that he gets. And then if I go out of the back, that noise goes away. And so basically, when I play live, I don't use the DI out because the sound guy doesn't like it. Don't know why that happens. Here's your 1/4 inch output here. Here's your 1/8 inch jack for your headphones. This is the power line in. And this is your aux in with an 1/8 inch jack. So if you want to hook up your phone or something like that to play along with music, that's great. You got your input right here. That's 1/4 inch. Now on this side of the pedal, you can see that there's a ground lift button. And there's also the mini HDMI input. So if you want to connect to the computer right there and mess with the cab sim, that's where you would do that. But yeah, guys, overall, this pedal is sick. It's expensive, but it's a DI, an equalizer, an overdrive or distortion pedal, and a compressor, and a headphone amp, all in one. So that's like 5 pedals in one right here. And again, the sheer variety of dirty and grungy tones that you can get with this are amazing. So very good job from Microtubes X Ultra. If you guys have any other problems with that DI out making noise, let me know, because I'm the only one that apparently has said anything about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more product reviews. Peace.